The High Priestess is about wisdom. Sorry, it's not about wisdom. It's about intuition, your relationship to spirit, your ability to trust your instincts, trust your gut, your third eye chakra. What is your intuition telling you? What is your body telling you? Are you getting tummy aches? Are you getting headaches? Can you not sleep? Do you have faith in the divine? Do you believe that there's a divine plan and it's all already written and this is going to come together somehow? The High Priestess is upright. So in the outcome, and I know this is your feelings because you're showing up as the King of Pentacles, it has to be you because they're the Queen of Pentacles, right? Because in the outcome, it could be either of you. But I know this is you because of this card. Aquarius, you believe that you're following your divine plan, that this is your correct path. The Hermit reversed is the major arcana. Sorry, that's Pisces energy, by the way. The Hermit is the major arcana for Virgo. Now, if that was upright, I'd say you're in a period of isolation right now. Because the Hermit, in the story of the major arcana, the fool realizes that he must walk this part of the journey alone. There's no one with him because the answers lie within him. So he needs to isolate himself, soul search, walk alone this part of the journey for several months and reflect, what was my part, what was their part? What is it that I want? What is it that I wish to avoid going forward? It's all about reflection. Virgos are incredibly reflective. They will constantly talk about the past more than a Taurus does. More than a Libra does. A Virgo is like the ultimate hermit, okay? And they never quite get over the past. They will always go over it. They're always working on the future, but they're so reflective and they can be quite vengeful as well. So with the Hermit reverse, there could be a need to isolate, or you could have just finished a period of isolation. The King of Pentacles reverse means you also could be in a difficult financial situation. You also prefer to be, you're a fixed sign Aquarius, so you prefer stability, you're not comfortable with change. Being a King of Pentacles, you could have Taurus in your chart. You don't have to. You could have Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your chart, but you are very much a provider. You could have a home already, so could they. They don't have to. You could have children already, so could they. They don't have to. You could have a high-powered job, so could they. They don't have to. Okay, but you prefer to look at things from a practical point of view. So you've got that in common. You literally suit each other. You are of the same suit. So in tarot, if you don't already know this, you've got swords, you've got wands, you've got pentacles, and you've got cups. So the king and queen of any of those are divine counterparts. You literally suit each other. You think the same, you operate the same, you have the same love language. You're a divine pair, you know? And can you see the difference here? Like, very, very similar. However, she's got a tree that's like in leaf, and this one is bare because this is a masculine energy, and this is someone that needs to think about the greater good. So, like, if you're the head of, like, an empire, you might have to make decisions where some people will suffer, but it's for the greater good. If you're an empress, you're going to be thinking about each individual person and how each person is going to be affected in that empire by this one decision. Does that make sense? So when you're a homeowner or you have a family, I mean, everyone has family and people that are very precious to them. This person is going to be thinking about how things are going to affect each person in that household or each person close to them. And this person's going to be thinking about the greater good. Even if some people don't like it, this needs to happen. So it doesn't mean that you're male and they're female. We all exhibit more feminine energy or more masculine energy, depending on the circumstances. Sometimes you've just got to do what's right for the greater good. Sometimes you just feel that you want to think about everyone's different feelings, okay? So I know I've been gabbling on, but you learn a lot from really looking into what each card means, because it helps you to get the narrative. So let's put that one back where that belongs. This is all in relation to the justice reverse. So you could feel that you've been wronged. A situation is not fair, it's unfair, it's not right, it's unjust. It could be to do with marriage, it could be to do with work, it could be to do with any legalities, it could be to do with love. The Six of Pentacles is about balance. Sorry, it's about balance. 6 is an even number. Pentacles are increments of time, money, and energy. We know the scales of justice are there. But this is about, I need things to be fair. I need things to be equal. I need justice to be done, you know? And something's being unfair, something's being unequal or unjust. So you're following your gut. You could have just completed a period of isolation, or you could be in need of one. Money could be a problem. You could have a lot of outgoings. And the situation is being unfair, okay? Make of that what you will. Let's get 2 more in the outcome, because you've all got different circumstances, right? Hi Wesley, hi Barsha, hi Preeti. It's a nice name. These are collective readings. You've caught me in the middle of Aquarius. Thanks burying my beard. I guarantee you will get an answer to whatever question you've got if you follow your sign and the sign of your person. If you're interested in a different sign, I've already filmed it. So you click out of this live and you go to the lives playlist, and they're in time order. So the most recent one will be at the top and so on. And each one will say which signs are covered. And they're about 45 minutes. They could be up to an hour long, because I do deep readings. I don't give you a taste and then go, tell you what, pay for the extended. I don't do that. I've paid for extendeds and they don't tell you anything that they haven't told you in the main reading, and mine are long. So I'd just be scamming you if I made you pay for an extended. If you want a personal reading, you can do that. You can go to my channel subscription and click on the PayPal link and give me £18, and I will send you a private link to a YouTube video that only you can see, and it's definitely going to be your energy. And you can ask me a specific question or ask for a general reading. It doesn't have to be love, could be business, could be finance, could be health, could be anything. General reading, whatever you want. But you get 20 plus minutes, usually 40, because it's this spread that I do, if it's love. Live Q&A is coming soon and all that jazz. Not got enough watch hours yet. The Two of Wands reversed. The Two of Wands upright is... that's a planning phase. Like, I've got a choice now. I could go towards A or I could go towards B. I could go left or I could go right. I could stay or I could go. It's some sort of choice. And you're sitting there, like, contemplating, going, what to do. I need to make a plan. Like, I need to make a choice. Which direction do I go now? With that being reversed, it's like, I don't want to make a choice. I don't want to make a plan. I don't want to choose, okay? And with those other cards being your energy, it could be one of you or both of you, because you're both like not in an ideal situation at the moment, financially. The Tower. I was just thinking as I was like shuffling them, that's creating a standstill, isn't it? And what we need is some change. And this is the biggest change that you could ask for, the Tower. The Tower upright could be that the universe is going to pull your existing structures down, which sounds terrifying, but what replaces it will be something much better. An old foundation that was weak, cracked, crumbling, on shaky ground. Have you seen the news about that sinkhole that appeared in where was it? Somewhere in the Far East. You've just come, guys, if you just come in, you're in the middle of a collective reading for Aquarius. So you can watch your sign or the sign of your person. I won't be answering individual questions in this reading, okay? It's for Aquarius Collective. I'll start live Q&As in a few months when I've got enough watch hours, or you can ask for a personal reading and pay £18 and get like 40 minutes. It's usually 40. I say 20, but it's usually 40. The Tower is Aries energy, it's fire. The Tower changes everything. So if you're married, you won't be. If you're not pregnant, you will be. If you're redundant, you'll get a job, or if you're in a job, you might get made redundant, or you could be relocating to another country. Someone could bring you a tower by saying, I'm leaving you, or I'm pregnant, or I'm just trying to think of different circumstances, like you know, I can't do this life anymore and I want to be with you, but I want to relocate. And so you're like, shit, like I've got to make this like choice now. So that could come across like a Tower moment, or do you know what I mean? Suddenly like you didn't see it coming, but work have to like lay you off because they're like not doing well or something, like budget wise. So a Tower can be brought to you, or you could create a Tower in someone else's life. Yeah, I want a divorce, like, I'm leaving you unless we get engaged, you know, like, someone could cause a Tower. It's major changes. Your life won't be the same after a Tower. One or multiple things will be different, but as I said earlier, after the Tower, you know, this awful Tower crumbles down because it needs to, and what replaces it is something stronger, better. You know, it could be like an old brick tower comes down and then you get a diamond encrusted ivory tower in its place. So what replaces it will be better, stronger, superior, you know, things will be better positioned, better placed, but it will be change that's overwhelming. You know what I mean? It's not comfortable when the change is happening. It could feel overwhelming, but things have a habit of working out afterwards. and falling into place. Doesn't make sense. Things will be rebuilt in a way that suits better in the end. I don't know if that makes sense. Goodness me, this been a long reading, hasn't it? It could be until it like keeps stopping. Anyway, I'll be able to edit it down. Let's clarify why your person has got the cards that they've got. So that, you know, hoity-toity, look at their champagne taste, beer budget, arrogant, pretentious. Ooh. Yeah, this person's not gonna like Aquarius, this person's not gonna like rough it, you know. They like to have a nice situation. Just like they wouldn't want someone to come towards them that hasn't got the ducks in a row, they're not going to approach anyone that hasn't got the ducks in a row. Okay, so know that about them. They do like the finer things. But I mean, if you're King and Queen of Pentacles, you should know that really. You got that in common. What's this? Let's have a look. Entangled. Establish and communicate your own boundaries. In the past, this person has been used financially. Multiple boundaries could have been crossed. We know that they want to be living together and or married in a legit situation. So they could have experience of third-party dynamics. They could have people that have strung them along, you know, love bombers that just want to get in their pants, game players, they could have been cheated on. It doesn't mean they've never had a solid situation, but the majority of their experiences could be tangled ones, okay, for whatever reason. People who are very like money, time and energy focused, particularly signs like earth signs or signs ruled by Venus. Okay, they like things, they like stuff, and if someone's promising them stuff, they might succumb to it. If someone is very handsome or very beautiful, they might succumb to it. So they could have just got involved with, you know, like the wrong people and being led astray. They could have had a lot of karmic situations. Okay, so we've got divorce, breaking a contract. So divorce is involved somehow. They could be going through a divorce, you could be going through a divorce. Endings aren't always endings, okay? So it could be someone that you've been involved with, that you had a false start with, okay? And it's coming back around. Let's get a new contact message from them. Well, they have waited an extra week. I'm gonna have to do a 2-part series for this one. God. To be fair to me, it's alive, and I've been explaining to people like what's going on with the channel and stuff. Will you listen? There's so many things I want to say to you, but will you hear me all the way out? Will you believe me? This person got a lot to say. They could have a lot of skeletons in the closet, you know, or crazy past, an eventful past. They could have a lot of emotions for you that they're not sharing. You know, we talked about the fantasy and the delusion and the daydreaming with the 7 of Cups and the 4 of Wands. We talked about them trying to be wise. We talked about them not being in a perfect place financially at the minute. We talked about them not wanting to approach anyone in a love sense for right now. However, they're probably keeping those feelings hidden. They probably exist, but they're keeping them hidden for that card to be there. Because if they're a straight player, they wouldn't have the 4 of Wands, and they'd have like the Knight of Wands or something. Or if they were a liar, cheater, deceiver, they'd have like the 7 of Swords. I didn't get anything bad here. It's just someone who's lived a life. They've been through a lot. Things aren't perfect financially right now, so they're closed off. They're not going to declare their love for you and be like, here I am, until they've got shit together. But this is what they fantasize about. It's marriage, living together. It's someone from your past, someone who you may view to be hoity-toity, materialistic, you know, very focused with what you've got, what you're wearing, your assets, like, because they're focused on theirs, so they would also like focus on yours, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you are like of the same suit, so you probably like think the same and stuff like that. You could have slight differences depending on your moon sign, but or that it could be the moon sign and the sun sign that match. It's on. I see you looking good and moving on. I don't care who you're talking to, I'm better. I will compete for you. This person is not letting you go just because they're not verbalizing anything. Like, doesn't mean they're not thinking all these things and feeling all these things. It doesn't mean they haven't got this desire, very, very intense fantasy and desire and intention for this to go somewhere. I mean, if divorce is involved somewhere, that's making it messy as well. Endings aren't always endings. They've never forgotten. They've done some healing, and they've let bygones be bygones, and they've surrendered it, but they haven't forgotten or let go, if that makes sense. I am terrified. Okay, so this person is really frightened. They want commitment, but they may have insecurities based on their circumstances right now. You seem to have the Magician. You've got like all 4 aces. Do you know what I mean? So Mind you, you are King of Pentacles reversed. They're terrified of commitment. They're terrified of love, because it could be their last love. They're terrified of having to live up to, that commitment financially, of telling everyone. It could be in a while since they've been in a legit situation. And it kind of means being out in the open, answering to people, having to practically make something work again, not just pleasing yourself, and living in a reality where the life that you're envisaging starts to be actuated, starts to materialize, and you have to be okay with that. You have to be okay with what that materializes into. So that could be frightening, because if you're constantly fantasizing, it's movable, isn't it? And you could say, well, I want it to be like this, or I want it to be like that, but they'd have to find a reality in the end that they're able to commit to and be happy with. You can paint a picture and paint over it as many times as you want, but in real life, if you love someone, you got to be happy with a life together and think, well, I'm happy as long as I'm with you and we have a decent lifestyle. I'm happy with what that materializes into. So it could be frightening to someone who's been able to, constantly paint on a canvas and fantasize and change the picture over and over as many times as they want. They definitely want you, because it's the Knight of Cups, remember, so it's Romeo. It has to be Romeo, it has to be Juliet. They definitely want commitment. They are Pentacles orientated, so they like security. They get anxiety when they're not in a good situation financially, so they won't ever go for someone who's a hobo. And, they wouldn't put themselves towards anyone who's not, when they're not in a good situation themselves. Okay, so they're not, I'm not saying they're after your money, because this person's gonna have money. This person's gonna have assets, connections, good, so they want to wait till they're back in good circumstances so you can have reciprocity. What's the nature of this connection, please? Right, with you two, it's the law of attraction. You've been manifesting this relationship. Everything you want will soon be yours. Oh, hi. Sorry. Hi, Louise. I've got COVID, got no voice. I'm not going to answer individual questions in the collective reading, but you can pay me for a personal reading. I can do a finance reading. Or you can wait till memberships come up in mid-November and I'll be doing regular finance readings. I have to get this done because I'm so far behind with me being poorly. Thanks for understanding. Yeah, so you've manifested this person, Aquarius. It's someone from your past. You've already been involved with them, but it never went legit. Divorce is involved. You both not being in a perfect financial situation is involved, but you are divine counterparts. You are the King and Queen of Pentacles. You do suit each other. And you want reciprocity. Look at this. This is manifestation. That's a card of you actively manifesting this person back into your life. It's the law of attraction. Everything you want will soon be yours. If someone's been in no contact, the answer is they want you. It's on. And they've got things that they need to say, but they are terrified. Okay. This is what they want. They want marriage. They want living together. Whatever your happily ever after looks like, they do want a rock solid situation. But they're gonna want a nice situation, you know, nice house, nice garden, nice location, nice things, because that's just Pentacles person, you know, like it's just that's their nature, that's their character, and it's not a bad thing. A lot of people will go into a Taurus's home, or a Virgo's home or a Capricorn's home and be like, I have found my heaven. Do you know what I mean? Because it's made so accommodating, so comfortable, so stylish. You know, you're always welcome. You're always made to feel like it's your home. Like it's not a bad quality. I'm so hungry. This is gonna have to be a two-parter because TikTok only allows an hour. YouTube will be alright. It's more watch hours if people hang on in there. I get pissed off with overly short readings where you don't really feel like you've learned anything new. This is in depth. This is like arms deep. Don't overdo it. What's that about? What's that about? Don't overdo it. Don't overdo it. My tummy's about to rumble, so apologies in advance. I can feel it. I can hear it. Don't overdo it. I can only think that because we've been talking so much about finances, that you may feel your perception is that this person is hoity-toity, right? So maybe you're tempted to splash the cash. And if you haven't really got the finances right now, and they haven't, and they do love you, and you want reciprocity, it may be best to try to pull back if you do. That's the only thing I can think. Don't overdo it. Because it's very Pentacles focused. You're the King and Queen of Pentacles. And I know you really want this person because you manifested them back into your life. You've got, or don't get too like, you know when you just can't believe someone's back and you're like obsessed over them, but you can sort of let other responsibilities slide or take your eye off the ball in some area. Like if you're going through divorce or you've got, you know, work to focus on, or you need to like, don't overdo it and get too overly excited, because it's not that this isn't a big deal, but you need to try and like ground yourself and keep on top of like, you know, like the minor details in your life. Like don't just go mental. Because it happens to like both of you, doesn't it? Like your brain's full of chemicals, endorphins, and it's apparently it's like being on drugs, and you can't be in that state for like a prolonged period, but you may feel like this tower is just chaos happening and everything's happening at once, and you know you can't believe this person back, but then you know you're in the middle of this like tower falling, and it's just, it can be a lot. So make sure you get your rest, make sure you eat right, exercise, try to maintain some sort of balance in how much you see this person, how much energy you put into it, and try to keep on top of like things. Don't just let everything slide or go too over the top trying to impress them, because they already got like feels for you. It's not really, it's not the ideal time. It's not like everything's going to go super fast because neither of you have got perfect circumstances right now. But the love is there, the intention's there, the loyalty is clearly there. Let's get a well-being card. You're getting obsessed with this channel, that's good. My tummy, like, oh my god, I'm so hungry. I've got a few extra pounds, if anything. I don't know why my stomach's rumbling all the time. Expansive. Every day I'm learning new things and expanding into my highest potential. So I don't know if you might not literally be studying, but I do feel like Aquarius, you're going through a transformation here, like you're going through an ascension. It's not comfortable, but we do the most growth in periods of discomfort, in periods of high challenge. You totally change, isn't it? It's like you're a piece of metal being beaten and heated up and tempered into something totally different. It makes me think of like a shuttle going off into space, you know, and you're passing through the atmosphere. The temperature's like hard, you know, it's Icarus flying too close to the sun. It's like that heat and that pressure. It's not, nothing can be the same after you've gone through something like that. So you are going to be in a higher state of consciousness. You're going to be more aware. You will have developed yourself personally. It's not comfortable, but it leads to, yeah, like a higher knowing. You know, these books are knowledge, aren't they? Knowledge, wisdom, experience, development. It's like if you do take on a course, by the time you've studied it, you've built new synapses. The way that you think is different. Your perspectives on things will have shifted. You can talk about things on a deeper level. You can get into healthy debate with people. You can enlighten others. Knowledge is power, and experience is knowledge. So experience is power. It's not personal. People's reactions or opinions of me are not really about me at all. People tend to project their own insecurities or fears onto one another. So when someone speaks unkindly to me, I'll remember they have something going on that has nothing to do with me. Okay, so you may need to protect yourself from other people's snipes, comments, jibes, judgment. What people are doing when you tell them stuff, they're processing that information from their perspective, their unique life experience, their childhood, their trauma, their current situation, their fears. If you talk about divorce to someone, they're going to go, shit, you know, is that catching? Like, are we going to get a divorce? Like, or I got cheated on. I don't like the fact that this was a third party situation, you know, and they're looking at it from their perspective. A grandparent's going to go, well, how's this going to affect my grandkids? Like, I don't want to be able to pick them up from two different houses and it's all going to get complicated. So why don't you just tell you what, stay where you are? Because I don't like what's happening because it's uncomfortable for me. But you've got to just give the information and they need to just receive it and be supportive. People need to receive the information, whoever it is, and be supportive. If they cast judgment or if they project stuff onto you, it's because it's making them reflect on their own experiences, their own experiential learnings. Do you know what I mean? Their own memories, their own triggers. Like, if you've been brought up in a way where your parents were closer to the Victorian age, because you're like in your 60s, 70s, your parents were born around like turn of the century, they're influenced by their parents who were in Victorian times. Do you know what I mean? So it's like generational like judgment is different, cultural judgment is different, racial judgment is different. If it, location makes a difference, religion makes a difference, but you are in a space of following your gut, following your intuition. Okay, so it's not about asking other people or letting other people get in your head, or there may be some projection from people onto you, but we said that change isn't comfortable. When towers fall, they have to fall. Okay, you can't stop them, and afterwards you'll be a higher being from it, and you'll be in a better position. Things will fall together. You think they're falling apart, they'll fall together. Right, what do I need to get you now? This one, a fortune card, and then an angel number. Alignment. Align your energy. Crystals can heal and amplify your intentions. So you need to be focused. Trust your gut. Okay? Accept the expansion that you're going through. Accept the tower. You manifested this person through the law of attraction. Okay? But you need to protect your well-being, your own well-being, okay? Because people are going to project onto you when they hear about this, when they learn about it, when you reveal things. You're going to get judgment, you're going to get people trying to control what is not theirs to control, okay? You may want to, because it's come out with crystals. I know this is like a long ask, but we've already said it's going to be a two-parter. I'm going to get you some crystal cards, because Spirit's very good at choosing ones that are perfect for the situation. My feet are cold. And I don't like it. I'm a complainer, sorry. Rhodonite, okay? So rhodonite affects the throat chakra. It'll heal your throat chakra. So you'll be able to communicate what you need to. You'll be able to stop people in their tracks if they're projecting onto you. You'll be able to express what you need to if you've got thoughts and feelings trapped inside. Now, this is a different crystal deck, but it's got a sort of better photo of what the crystal looks like and a very long, detailed description of how it works and how to use it. So let's look for rhodonite. There it is. What it is, so that's what it looks like. That's more clear, isn't it? Better photo. With a palette of deep pink and black, rhodonite gets its name from the Greek word for rosy. Who needs it? Potential wasters, those deeply sighing, I hate my job. Sagittarians. I don't know why that. Where to put it? Against your open heart, so on a necklace, begging the universe to tell you what the fuck you should be doing with your life. Bless. When to use it? When that cubicle life has got you down. When it's time to drop the people-pleasing facade and start doing something that really lights you up. When you're ready to use your real, unique powers to actually make this rapidly spinning planet a more beautiful place. Go with your heart. I fucking love that. I love that, to be honest. Go with your heart. People are going to be jealous now because I gave you a long ass reading. I gave you crystals. Let's get you a fortune card. Someone once said to me, if you follow your heart, you can rarely go wrong. And it was a tarot reader. Because I think as an air sign Aquarius, you can overthink and be very, very humanitarian, so very concerned with how a community feels about something. And you think that you're just there to serve others, but you forget to look after yourself. Okay, so it's time to do what you enjoy, and you've literally manifested in what you want. You just gotta, like, protect yourself now. I don't know why all these have come out, but they have. Oops. Let's do this one first, because this came out upright, and then the others slid off, facing down. A powerful ally will help you achieve your goals. You got someone in your immediate circle that's going to help you. Not a lot of people are going to be prepared to help you, but you got someone in your circle that's going to absolutely just, they're going to step into the fore for you. And they're going to help on a practical, financial, emotional, whatever level you need. That's kind of cool. A new beginning is on the horizon. Embrace it. Your spirit guides are near. Seek their guidance. That's interesting. Because you've been manifesting this, you must have been having some sort of dialogue with a loved one that's passed away, or spirit in general, source in general. You must have been asking for, praying for, whatever it is, the way that you manifest. You can manifest just by thinking and concentrating on the thing that you really want. You've had some sort of dialogue. With the universe, and possibly someone that's passed on, or something, like, I don't know. Because I don't know what your method is, but somehow, even if the majority of your time has been, do you know what's making me feel a bit sad? It's like if a loved one is close to you that's passed on, and they've observed you crying, they've observed you stressed, they've observed you upset, they've observed you not following your heart, because Aquarians find it difficult to do that, because they're very humanitarian, it's acts of service, constantly worrying about other people. I think they might have, they want you to follow your heart. Okay, that's the message. They want you to follow your heart. Let's get you an angel number. You might be Superman. Yeah, but I don't really like emeralds as a colour, do you? I know where Taurians and emeralds are like thing, but I prefer turquoise. And turquoise rules the throat chakra, so 1919 cycles, karma, warning, judgment, influence, power, cycles, changes, and rebirth. This is your rebirth, because we had that on another card, didn't we? A new beginning is on the horizon, embrace it. It's on. Four of Wands. I'm terrified. Okay. Karma will be paying you a visit. Release the need to control because you cannot force things. Learn your lessons so that they don't repeat in the future. Make some space for new experiences. You could have been trapped in a karmic cycle and you could have actively stayed in it because you were worried about other people or you listened to what other people were saying. Okay, so you get karma for doing that. It's not like you always get karma for leaving a person, like divorce is always bad, because if you're in a karmic marriage and you don't recognise the pattern that you're perpetuating, that's the negative. That's the negative, to stay in something that's toxic, to stay in something that's trauma bonded or something that doesn't serve you, and to put yourself last. That is a karmic behaviour. That could be a generational pattern. Make space for some new experiences. It's all a new beginning on the horizon. A powerful ally will help you achieve your goals. It's not personal. It's on. Oh my god, it's such good reading, guys. I'm sorry it was long, horse. You're welcome. Take care. If you liked this reading, if it resonates, please give it a like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, support the channel. And Aquarius, I will see you in the next one. I'm going to run to bring my dinner in here, and then I will get the Pisces reading on the go, okay? I'm not gonna leave you. That's good. It's chili con carne, so that'll warm me up. No, but we've been having sausages too much. You're going to lose points on that. There's been an over-reliance on sausages. I'm putting socks on as well. I've got socks on. I'm not like a weirdo, but I'm going to have to put more socks on. It's definitely autumn now, isn't it? There's some autumn resistors around me. A couple of weeks ago, and I was like, I'm telling you, it's autumn. I'm telling you. Because it's so, like, warm in the middle of the day, but it's freezing at night. And, like, in the evening, it's just, oh, ooh. There's a couple of windows open around the house. I'm like, hell no. I feel the cold really bad, me. I've got normal blood pressure, but it's like towards the lower end of the normal range. So, and when you're sitting, oh no. I don't know. Men always seem to be too hot. And women always seem to be too cold. It is fair though, because it makes sense. We've got slightly different circulatory systems, haven't we? Like women pull the blood in the centre of the body for pregnancy, for when pregnancies happen. And that's why they've always got cold arms and legs and hands and feet. And men just move the blood all the way around evenly. I don't know why, like, not enough people know that. Not a lot of people know that, but it's just GCSE science. That's why they make those duvets where it's like, one side's like thin and one side's thick, isn't it? Because one's for the man and one's for the woman. I think that's a perfect solution, to be honest. Because I ain't having a thin duvet for anyone. Right, we're moving on to Pisces. Let's take this in a 3-hour reading. It won't be. I haven't got enough voice left in me. Honestly, like, I'm the kind of person, if I see, like, someone's giving a long ass reading, like, yes, queen, give me more.